Hey guys, I'm Jonas. Today I'm going to show you how to mount this light bar kit on the new Raptor XD, so stick around. The first thing you need to do is get the brackets onto the back of the light. So pull them out of the bag, put the big bolt through the bracket first, and then set the bracket down on the light. You'll see the little nuts that slide around in the back of the groove on these lights, and you just have the two Allen head screws that'll go into each of those nuts. So get the brackets on there, but leave them loose enough that you can still slide the bracket back and forth so we can line it up with the mounting holes on the mower. Once we have those brackets lightly screwed onto the back of the light, then you want to go ahead and figure out your spacing, where the two holes are already drilled into the front of the Raptor XD here. You're going to slide it in there, make sure that you're at the right width, and then kind of roughly figure out the angle that you want your light at. Because once we bolt those onto the machine, we don't have enough room to get the Allen head wrench in there to tighten those screws down. So we need to kind of pre-align everything, and then we can kind of use our fingers to tighten those screws down a little bit and hold everything in place while we pull this back off of the machine, and then use the wrench to go ahead and tighten these down. And then once you've got those tight, then you can put it back onto the machine and go ahead and install the washer, the lock washer, and the nut onto the back side of that bolt. So those nuts do use a 1/2-inch wrench. So once I've got them kind of centered in the hole, the light is level, everything looks good, go ahead and tighten those nuts down on the back side. So once we've got the light mounted to the front of the machine, then we're ready to go back to the control panel and start running the wiring harness down here to the light. So it takes a T25 wrench to remove the two screws that hold this control panel down. I've actually been able to use a flathead screwdriver as well that was just the right width to stick down in there and get these broke loose. But if you have the T25 Torx, that's really what it takes. So remove those two screws that hold the control panel down. Then you can lift up on the front of the control panel and pull forward to disengage the tab from the back. Once you've got the control panel pulled up, you can see where there is a cutout on the bottom of the panel for the rocker switch to fit into. It's already there. All you have to do is trim the sticker off of the top of the panel using a razor knife and trim it pretty close, as close as you can, because these are a pretty tight fit, but this switch will snap down into there. Once you have your switch installed, then you need to take this wiring harness and unplug from the bottom of your ignition switch and plug that into the adapter on the wiring harness, and then you're going to plug the harness back into your ignition switch. Then you'll have on your harness two female spade connectors just like this that are going to plug into the bottom of your rocker switch, and it does not matter which direction they go, they are reversible. So once your switch is installed in here, just plug those two into the bottom of your rocker. Once you have all that installed, then take the other end of your wiring harness and feed it down underneath of the control panel, and then start feeding it down underneath of the frame rail that runs up to the front of the deck. Once you've fed that wiring harness up towards the front of your frame, you can go ahead and connect it to your light bar, and then feed any extra slack in that harness back towards the underneath the seat area and secure it with the zip ties provided in the kit. Once you've got your wiring all secure, go ahead and reinstall your control panel using those same screws that you removed. Once you've got your control panel reinstalled, go ahead and test out your light to make sure it's working. Your ignition switch does have to be in the on position for the light to come on. So that's all there is to it. Installing these light bars using our custom-made wiring harness is super simple. There's really nothing to it. we've got to where we can install these light kits in less than 10 minutes. So it really doesn't take any time at all. Everything is plug and play. There's no cutting, drilling, anything that you have to do to your machine other than cutting the sticker off of the control panel. So as long as you've got a razor knife to do that, that's really all there is to it. So these are a great kit to put some lights on these machines for a reasonable price. We do sell just the wiring harness and the toggle switch by itself, or we sell the complete kit that comes with this light bar. And believe me, I can't tell you how many different light bars I bought trying to find the best bang for your buck. The light that gave you the most light, that was the best build quality for the best price. And I saw so many cheap knockoff lights that just couldn't hold up. They were very poorly built, or they had very poor light quality, you know, and to look at whether it's a spotlight or a floodlight or a combination of the two, which is what this light is, to be able to give you the right kind of light that you need to be able to really see what you're doing when you're out mowing at night on these machines. So if you have a Raptor SD, the installation is exactly the same other than where the light bolts on at. On the SDs, there's 2 bolts up high here that you remove, and then you put the brackets on the light the other way and stick it on up high there, and then stick the nuts on through the backside so the light is mounted up here instead of down here. But your wiring, everything up at the control panel is all basically the same, just a little bit different position where you're lighting them out. So this kit will work for the Raptors, the Raptor SDs, the XDs, the SDXs. It will work on the Fastraks as well, but there's a little bit different how those the bolts up high have nuts that are riveted into the frame, so it's a little bit trickier getting your mounts onto the Fastraks with these lights, but it will work. And even if you do have another light bar and you just want to use our wiring harness and switch, that's fine. That wiring harness does come with the Deutsch style male plug, so as long as your light has the female style Deutsch plug-in on it, or if you wanted to cut that plug-in off and just splice the wires together, or use spade connectors, or whatever you wanted to do there. So we do have dealer pricing available on these kits too. If you are a dealer and want to be able to buy these lights in bulk, just contact me and we'll be able to get you set up as a dealer in our system so you can get a little bit better pricing on them. But if you guys are interested in these kits, just check out our website. The link is below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.